Welcome to the TELabs optical LAN video using ONT bulk configuration. The purpose of this video is to introduce and instruct on the use of the TELabs optical LAN bulk configuration feature. The topics covered in this video will be an overview of the ONT bulk configuration process, the process for creating the bulk configuration file, and the process for executing it. In the TELabs optical LAN system, all ONTs can be configured with 4 pieces of information: the ONT's location, type, serial number, and label. Panorama PON includes a bulk configuration routine which enables users to quickly provision this information on large numbers of ONTs across the entire PON network in a short amount of time. This straightforward procedure allows quick ONT provisioning with a single operation. A sample CSV file for ONT configuration can be found on the Panorama server hard drive at TELabs Panorama PON BBMGR client data bulk config data. To make a CSV file, use a spreadsheet program such as Microsoft Excel on the Windows platform. The first line shows the fields required for bulk configuration. Each ONT is addressed using the OLT IP address, PON card slot, PON port, and ONT ID. There are also columns for ONT type, serial number, ONT label, and operation. The operation can be either create ONT, label serial, and label with ID. When create ONT is in this column, a new ONT will be created using the specified location, type, serial number, and label. Note that the ONT type must be the same as the type string provided in the EMS dropdown when adding an ONT manually. To obtain a list of the current ONT types, go to the Panorama PON EMS and right-click on a PON port. Select the Add ONT function. Use the ONT type drop-down list to get a current list of ONT types. This list will be different on GPON ports and XGS PON ports. The serial number is required when using the create operation. The serial number is a 12-character string consisting of a 4-letter manufacturer code and followed by 8 hexadecimal characters. Serial numbers are found on printed labels, on the ONT, or on the packaging. Alternatively, a default serial number can be used to create a placeholder for the ONT in the system. This serial number is TSLS followed by 8 zeros. When the bulk configuration file has been created, save the file as a CSV file format to the same location as the sample file. The Panorama PON EMS will default to this folder when executing the EMS bulk provisioning routine. To execute a bulk configuration, click on the Tools tab in the Panorama EMS. Select Bulk Configuration on the drop-down list. The import type is set to ONT. Click the Open button and select the CSV file from the list and click Open. Execute the bulk configuration by clicking Execute. Each entry in the CSV file is executed and displayed in the status window. Upon completion, an output summary file is generated in the same directory as the input file. Check the summary for a listing of provisioned ONTs, as well as any possible errors or causes. ONT activation can be verified by checking the ONT property and ONT status information for the ONTs that were provisioned by the bulk configuration upload. When using auto configuration of the ONTs, they will be added into the system without an ONT label. Once an ONT is in the system, they can be bulk labeled in one of 2 ways. Using label serial as the operation in the bulk configuration file will apply the user label in the ONT label column to the ONT located by the serial number and OLT IP. The location column and ONT type are ignored. Label with ID will apply the user label in the ONT label column to the ONT located by the address columns. Here, the ONT type and serial number columns are ignored. The labeling information is displayed in the common tree. Labels are allowed a maximum of 128 characters, and commas are not allowed. Spaces can be added by putting label text in quotation marks. This concludes this video. In it, we have discussed an overview of the ONT bulk configuration process, the process for creating the bulk configuration file, and the process for executing it.